You might have visited so many websites where with just one click of a button you can copy any text, code or any link. Something like this. Or this. Similarly, if you visit the GitHub website, you can get the same thing. Today, with the help of JavaScript, we're gonna create this. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video. Hello everyone, this is Zara with Coding Design. Welcome to our channel. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm creating index.html file. Inside that, if I write exclamation sign and hit that tab button, you'll get this HTML5 boilerplate. Now you can see I have clone.svg file inside the same folder. Now inside the HTML file, let's give the title. For the title, I'm giving copy text using JS. Now let's go inside the body tag. Inside the body tag, I'm creating pre-tag. Inside the pre-tag, I'm writing code, and inside that, I'm creating span with class name variable. Inside that, I'm writing late. And outside of that, I'm writing name. Similarly, I'm creating another span tag with class name operator. Inside that, I'm giving equals to. Similarly, I'm creating another span tag with class name operator. And inside that, I'm writing new. Similarly, I'm creating another span tag with class name function. And inside that, I'm writing CodingDesign. Similarly, next to that, I'm writing another span tag with class name variable. And inside that, I'm writing late. And outside of that, I'm writing note. Similarly, next to that, I'm writing span tag with class name operator. And inside that, I'm giving equal to. Just outside of that, I'm writing span tag with class name string. And inside that, I'm writing welcome to Coding Design. Now let's go to the browser, refresh, and now you can see. Now let's create button element. Inside the button, I'm writing copy. Now if I go to the browser and refresh, okay, now you can see that button. Now let's style this element. We have very few lines of CSS code, so I'm using internal CSS. Just below title tag, I'm writing style tag, and inside the style tag, in order to prevent the browser's default margin and padding, for the universal selector, I'm giving margin 0 and padding 0, and also for the box sizing, I'm giving border box. Similarly, let's style the body tag. For the body tag, I'm giving width of 100 VW, and for the height, I'm giving 100 VH. For the display, I'm giving flex. Justify content center, and align items to center. Justify content center will bring your content horizontally center, and align items center will bring your content vertically center. So if I go to the browser and refresh, now you can see everything is at the center. Now let's style the pre-tag. For the pre-tag, I'm giving padding of 1 rem. For the background color, I'm giving this dark gray color. For the maximum width, I'm giving 35 rem. Now if I go to the browser and refresh, okay, now you can see the content inside the pre-tag is overflowing. For the left and right padding, I'm giving 2 rem. So if I give overflow X to auto and overflow Y to hidden, then you'll get this scroll bar. Similarly, let's give border radius of 0.4 rem. Now let's style the code tag. For the code tag, I'm giving color of white. Okay, now let's style our variable and the function class. For the variable and function class, I am giving color of this blue color. And for the class string, I am giving this yellow color. And for the class operator, I am giving this pink color. Now for the code tag, I am giving font size of 1 rem. Okay, if I go to the browser and refresh, okay, now you can see it's looking good. I want to change that look of scroll bar. So for that, I'm giving free WebKit hyphen scroll bar. It's a newly introduced property, so it may not work for the older browsers. So for that, I'm writing prefix WebKit. So for the scroll bar, I'm giving width of 0.4 rem, height of 0.4 rem, and border radius I'm giving 0.5 rem. And also I want to change that scroll bar's term. So for that, I'm writing hyphen WebKit hyphen scroll bar thumb. So for the scroll bar thumb, I'm giving height of 0.4 rem. And for the background, I'm giving that same pink color. And for the border radius, I'm giving 0.5 rem. Now if I go back to the browser and refresh, okay, now you can see our scroll bar is looking better than before. Okay, I want to change that font size of code tag to 1.1 rem. Now let's create JavaScript file. I'm naming it as script.js. Now let's link our JavaScript file. Just below button tag, I'm writing script. And for the source, I'm giving script.js. Okay, I have forgot to style my button tag. So before that, let's remove that copy text. Now for the button, I'm giving 30 pixel height and width. For the background image, I'm giving clone.svg file. Now let's go to the browser, refresh. Okay, now you can see that svg image. Now let's remove that border. So for the border, I'm giving none. And also let's give some margin. I'm giving margin top and bottom 0. For the left and right, I'm giving 1 rem. Okay, now when you hover the button, let's give cursor to pointer. So when you click that SVG image, I want to copy all the text of that pre-tag. So for that, I need to select the button tag. In order to select, I'm writing document.querySelector button. And I want to add the event listener. For the event, I'm passing click event. And for the second parameter, I'm giving function. And inside that function, I'm writing let code equals to document.querySelector code. So we are selecting that code tag. Let code value is equal to code.innerText. So this code will help you to get all the text inside that code tag. Now I want to print out. So for that, I'm writing console.log code value. Now if you go back to the browser and inspect the element, okay, let's go to the console tab. When I click that SVG image, we are getting all the text that is inside of code tag. Now let's create the input element. I'm writing let input element is equal to document.create element. I want to create input element, so I'm writing input. For the input element, I want to give the value. I want to set the value attribute. And inside the value, I want to give code value. Once again, I want to console.log input element. Now let's go to the browser. When I click that SVG image, in the console you can see input tag with the value. Now let's write document.body.appendChild. I want to append input element. So in the browser you can see when I click the SVG image, input elements are created. So in order to prevent that, I'm writing input element.parent node dot remove child. I want to remove that input element, so I'm passing input element. So if you go back to the browser, let's refresh. And also I'm writing document.exec command, exec command. Inside that command I am giving copy. Before executing that command, first of all you need to select. So for that I'm writing input element dot select method. So document.exec command, that copy command is executed only when something is selected. Okay, you might ask, like, if you are removing that input element, so what is the point of creating that input element? Because with the help of that input element we can select. So for that we are creating the input element, and the input element is displayed in the browser, so we don't want that. So for that we are removing that input element. Let's go to the browser. I'm clicking that SVG image, and in the console if I press Ctrl V, now you can see all the text of that code tag was copied. So when you click that button, I want to give some hints for the user, like all the text were selected. So as soon as user click the button, I want to give selected class for the code tag. So for that I'm writing dot selected, and for the background I want to give a dark sky blue color. So as soon as user click that button, inside that I am writing code.setAttribute. For the attribute I am giving class, and for the value I am giving selected. So if I go back to the browser, refresh, when you click that button you can see the background color of that text is changed. So when you click outside, I want to remove that background color. So for that I want to add event to the document. So I am writing document.event listener. I am listening to the click event, and when you click document, let's copy that code and paste. For the class attribute I am removing that select. But you can see I have declared the variable code inside that function, so it is a local variable, so we can't access. So let's bring this variable out of that function. Now let's go back to the browser. Okay, it's not working because I'm giving document.add event listener and I'm giving the click event. So first of all, it will listen to the document click event rather than it would listen to that click event to the button. So in order to prevent that, I'm passing event, and let's give the condition. For the condition I'm giving if e.target is equal to document.body. So if the target element is the body, so if the condition is true, then let's remove that class attribute of code tag. Now let's go back to the browser, let's refresh. So when I click that button, now you can see the background color, and if I click outside, it removes the background. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did learn something, smash that like button. If you have any kind of queries, let me know in the comment box. Share this video if you think someone needs it, and also be sure to hit that subscribe button. Remember, there is always more to learn, so keep learning.